Hello and welcome to Tensegrity Adventures. In this video I'm going to show you how to assemble the STEAM Gem holiday ornament Tensegrity. This Tensegrity is made from paper drinking straws and 3D printed elastic tendons that I have designed and printed on my 3D printer. So, the first thing we have to do is separate out the tendons. The tendons come kind of connected together with these little fibers here, just to make it easier to handle them while we're getting your tensegrities ready. Have 6 sets of tendons. Actually, each one of these tendon sets has 4 tendons. And then we're going to cut these 2 gold-colored straws into thirds. So this is the measuring jig. This is the jig that we use to mark the straws before we cut them. It's 66 millimeters, which turns out to be exactly 1/3 of a straw. So we're going to mark a third off on each end. And for the most accurate cuts, since the mark is right beside 66 millimeters, we want to cut these so that the mark ends up on the center piece. We're cutting just to one side of the mark because that's where 66 millimeters is. Okay, now you can see after we cut these straws, they're a little bit squished. So we have this tool to unsquish them. Just put that tool in, hold on to the high spots, wiggle it around a little bit. And you actually need to use this on all the ends of the straws, even the ones that did not get cut, because this will slightly open up the end of the straw and make the rest of the assembly process go smoothly. That's all 6. Okay, now for the fun part. Assembling one of these can be a little bit tricky the first few times you do it. So I find that it's useful for most people to think about these 6 struts as 3 pairs of struts. One pair of struts is going up and down as I'm showing it to you. Another pair of struts is going left and right, and another pair is going in and out. So we got one pair going up and down, one going left and right, and one going in and out. And I think of it as we start with the up and down struts, and then go to the left and right struts, and then finally we put the in and out struts on. It's arbitrary. If I twist this around, I can have a new set of in and out struts, but it's just a way to have a picture in your head so you can keep track of what's going on, because when it's half assembled, it's not always easy to see what is what. So I like to start off by putting a tendon in each of the up and down struts like that. So I have 2 struts like this. And I should point out, I should have pointed out earlier, that the way these tendons work is these little protrusions here, you could think of them as half pegs. So each tendon set has a half peg, and if you put them together, you get a whole peg. And so this whole peg, once you get 2 half pegs into a straw, like that, they'll stay in there because the two pegs kind of push against, the two half pegs push against each other and create a nice snug fit. So that's important to know. Okay, so now I've got two straw pieces with a half peg each. And you can see that when I put these on, these tendon sets, like they're kind of a long way and sort of lengthwise and sideways. When we put one of these on a strut, we want the long dimension of the tendon to go along the strut like that. And so when I'm going to put the next tendon on here, which is this one right here, the middle ones are from the in and outs are going into the straws that the tip ones were on for the up and downs. So I get a thing that looks like that. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. Oh, I need to make another straw like this. Okay, now I've got a thing that looks like this. So I've got the ups and downs and the ins and outs. And now let's do the lefts and rights. So I'm going to put these longwise on here like this. And I've got the ins and outs, so I'm going to do the lefts and rights. And you can see I've got these 4 half pegs that are waiting for their straw piece halfway up the up and downs. And that's what I'm going to put in there. Like that. And then we'll do another one. Okay, now I have all 6 struts on there, but I have 4 half pegs that haven't found their home yet. It's pretty obvious, actually, by the time you get to this point, that this half peg here wants to go in there. This half peg here wants to go in there. And then we get over to the other side. Same story. Now the tendons are starting to get tight and the structure is starting to take on its final form. And there it is. STEAM Gem. 6 strut icosahedron tensegrity. And lastly, if you are going to hang this on the tree, then you can either just hang it in there like that, you can put your hook on like this, and that works fine. I like my tensegrities to hang in this orientation. And if you want to give that a try, then you can use these little hangers that are included with your kit. And they just snap on to the tendons like that. Just snapping those on there. And then put the hook in, turn it over, and it's ready for the tree. Thanks for watching.